Welcome to the partypoker.net European Open 4. A bigger prize pool has attracted a 72-player field that's larger than life. 6 more pros hope they can cope with the pain and win through to the semifinals, while the runner-up gets a last gasp in the turbos. On this table, we have Bridgenorth's best, silver medalist Daz Hickman, who was 1 spot away from being crowned champion of the European Open 3. Let's see who else is in the running.
I'm quite an aggressive player generally. I'm going to slow things down a bit today, but usually I like to see a lot of flops and try and hit some flops and make as many chips as I can as fast as possible.
Well, I'm proud to be one of only 2 German players in this tournament, so for me it's important to make a good impression, because it's a European Open. Yeah, if I would win this tournament, it would be my biggest win in a single tournament, and I would be very happy and be very proud.
I can't actually think back to what I did before I played poker that gave me the same kind of satisfaction. There's no other sport like it. It's a sport where, if you're not physically fantastic or physically in great shape, you can still play and you can still partake. And it's one of the very, very few sports where you can occasionally rub shoulders with the best players in the world.
I've played in the television tournaments before and I just love to win one. It's not the money, I just love to win one. And I'm just here to enjoy it.
It would mean a great deal to win it. It would be fantastic to win it. And all I can do is keep my fingers crossed, hope we play well, get a few cards and see what we can do today.
Finishing runner-up last year is definitely going to help me in this event. It does give you a confidence boost, a belief that you can do well. But as I say, it's all down to form on the day and anything can happen, absolutely anything.
Another full house of 6 for this heat of the European Open 4. The chips on the table, of course, 100,000 per player. Yellow chips 1,000, blue chips are 2, red chips are 5K each. 1,000 and 2,000 are the blinds, Greekfish, for that first level. And just looking here, is fast or slow this heat as far as the pace?
Like a Snell, I would have thought it's going to be very, very slow to start with. We've got experienced players here, Jesse.
Yeah, I mean, from what we know, Simon Zach, Daz Hickman, and Dave Broadhurst, but 3 guys who don't mind taking their foot off the gas early and then stepping it up later on.
Well, I think the key to it all here is with their experienced players, and they know how to win these heats. The unknown quantity is Mr. Yak in seat 2. We call him Yak because we can't pronounce his surname. So
Jan Peter Jachtmann. Yeah, he's got a bit of a reputation in Germany.
it's the flop.
Interesting to see if Nicholls does the continuation bet here.
Well,
take it.
Broadhurst has got a gut shot there for a straight. Any 7 to do him. So he could have had a little pop at it.
That's a sort of a nice card for
both of them. Yeah, there's a flush draw now for Broadhurst, and he's going to bet it. And second pair for Nicholls, who must think that's good at the moment.
How many options do you feel like? Call's the best option here for Nicholls?
I agree with that. Yeah, that's what I would do in that position. And let's see what the river brings. Let's not hope not the. Well, I was saying if he hits the flush and.
Should have straight there.
Yeah, it's even better.
Dave, excuse me.
It's hard to read now. And he's getting paid. I mean, you know, it's a scare board, but I mean, how can he fold for 39,000 in the middle for 10,000? I mean, you know, it's a no-brainer in that respect.
It's a well-sized bet from Broadhurst to get paid, and that's what's happened.
Yeah, sucky.
Nicholls will see it, saying this is not going so well so far. But kind of one of those pots where nobody's done anything wrong.
Well, Nicholls certainly never done nothing wrong. I mean, if he represents on that flop, which he's got to think his opponent's got some of it, and he can come unstuck and he waits to actually hit the hand, I don't think either of them done anything wrong.
Oh, yeah, got 7 of them. Not racehorse, just riding myself, hunting and cross country and.
Simon Zach not letting that first hand get to him.
Well, you can't win every hand unless you play every hand. Broadhurst is going to town here. He's basically at this stage steamrolling this table.
I can't believe that. What was the odds of that pre-heat? You know, this is a different guy. But Jan Jachtmann
No, I'm just bringing it in.
has got pocket deuces, I think, here, Jesse.
Yeah, Broadhurst limped here, and this is fairly aggressive stuff from Jachtmann if he's going to raise here.
Well, there's not going to be a lot of flops that he wants to see.
Right.
If he gets cold, so he's trying to win it now. But I mean, you know, how's the twos going to be any good at any stage unless he hits one on the flop?
If the ace comes, he's going to be re-representing the hand that Broadhurst has.
Yeah. Oh, there's the ace. Immediate service. And the 8 as well, Jesse. Dear me. I think we might see a call only from Broadhurst there.
12,000.
It's a big enough hand.
Slow down, slow.
Raised to 30,000.
Wow. He's just not messing around, is
Well,
he?
I mean, I'm guessing Greekfish that Broadhurst has raised here because he's hoping that Jachtmann has the hand he's representing, ace king or ace queen.
Yeah, that's a fair enough statement.
And all the money could have gone in if he did have it, couldn't it have?
Of course, yeah, but you know, another way of looking at it, if it was just a little bit slower there, he could have got more money again. That's the second time we've seen him fast play a huge hand.
I've said you're not going to.
Maybe it was worth taking a chance, just you know, flat calling.
The steel man has been more like riding the rails this evening. It's like a freight train going down the track. Back to the action here at the partypoker.net European Open 4. The first level is done, Greekfish, and Broadhurst, of course, still in front. Simon Zach's got a bit of a problem here, doesn't he?
He's got a bit of a problem in respect to 68,000, but if anyone that knows Simon Zach will know he's far from out of this. I mean, one double up or one nice big pot and he's back in and probably has a favourite. The story of this tournament so far, Dave Broadhurst, I mean, 52% bet frequency, 7 pots won, chip leader, and everything going according to plan. Right, we've got Dale Hoy with a pair of 9s and Nicholls with a pair of 2s.
He's limped in early, Dale, with the pocket pair, and it's.
Well, Nicholls is sitting there thinking, I'm 7.5 to 1, 8 to 1 to hit my set on the flop and get paid off, and Hoy's thinking the same thing, and the other two have got rags, so I expect to see a picture flop. And how right am I?
Well, Simon Zach hasn't had much to celebrate, and this could be actually him going out of this heat.
Oh, this you couldn't make this up. The only one who could get away is Nicholls. I mean, you know, Zach's got 2 pair.
Raised to 20,000.
Broadhurst has flopped it.
Yeah, it's flopped it straight.
And Dale Hoy's got an overpair. I mean, this could be massive.
Steelman, a couple things are going right for him tonight, and this is absolutely beautiful situation. And because of all the aggression that Broadhurst has shown tonight,
they're not going to give him credit for him.
Zach's going to just slip them all in. Well, you can't blame
you know,
him.
you're looking at Zach. He's got 7s and 4s. He's got 2 pair. I mean, what's he meant to do? I mean, he knows the odds. He knows what. I mean, the decisions here really with Hoy. Let's start with Hoy. He's got pocket 9s. He's faced a bet and a raise, and he's got an overpair. Not much of an overpair. So really, the correct play from him here is to dump this. He's facing 2 bets, and I think the correct play for him here is to fold.
It is a key hand. It looks like he's somewhere between all in and pass.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
And Mad Marty's put him on the clock. I just wonder, Greekfish, if he's going to say to himself, hey, I've only put 4,000 in here.
Good fold.
Nice. That's a nice
good
pass.
fold. Clever fold, correct fold, and good fold. Well done.
Pass.
Right. That was the easy decisions out the way. Now we've got Zach with 7-4. What does he do here, Jesse?
Well, the one thing about Dale Hoy taking time there, it's given Simon Zach a lot of time to think about this and study Dave Broadhurst.
How many chips has Zach got left?
But I just...
Because it's just a big deciding factor here.
Just cannot...
Right, that's it then. We know that this all going to go in because Zach's not called to fold at any other stage now, not unless, you know, an 8 of hearts comes along or something like that.
he's got 4 outs. Simon
If it's a
Zach,
black
and-
card and it's not matching none of them lot, well, see, it's another scare card now. I mean, now, you know, now what can he beat if he's running?
Check.
I'm pretty surprised he didn't go all in.
Well, he's checked behind him. I mean, the heart's obviously scared Broadhurst as well.
It's a pretty unusual hand.
It's very unusual. See, you know, the board's terrifying for both players.
Zach has to consider right now, Greekfish. Are there any hands he can make fold that beat him if he makes a big bet?
Check again.
Or does he want to check and call?
Well,
I mean,
he can't bet because he's only going to
10,000.
see. Now that's terrible for Zach 'cause he has to call that. I mean, there's 66 in the middle. How can he fold with 2 pair for 10,000? Even if he knows he's beat, which he probably does know. Well, he does know he's beat anyway. But how can you fold?
from what he knows about Dave Broadhurst, if Dave Broadhurst had some kind of hand like 7s and 6s or 7-5 or any other 2 pair,
If he
he'd
had
be
a 5,
happy. He'd be happy
it's
to
a
check
check.
it here, wouldn't he?
Of course, but you know the overriding factor. Zach, I assure you, knows he's behind here, but he cannot fold for 66,000 in the middle for a 10,000 bet. If he was to win this pot as it is now, he'd be over average again, and you know he's got every chance of winning it.
And there's no.
He hates it, but he has to call. There's no other thing.
Cool. Cards over there.
Yeah, you called it. That's exactly the situation. And a lot of guys would have lost their entire dump there. But Simon Zach is still in this. And for Dave Broadhurst, wow.
Well, let's not talk about Dave Broadhurst. What about Del Hoy? He's folded his 9s now, and he's just seen what they've got. He'd be delighted with himself. Look at his face. Happy little man.
This stuff looks like Premier League. I mean, it could be Helmuth Devilfish and Tony G here. And not, I mean, these guys are playing world class. Jan Peter Jachtmann is from Hamburg and is a huge force on the German scene. He's actually just started up a new poker magazine, a German poker magazine called Poker Blatt.
Pass.
For someone who's been playing 2.5 years, I mean, he looks like a very, very good player.
Raise.
3rd second time.
Raise
Just
to
looking at his
13,000
English results, he's come 4th in the Midland Masters.
Hoy's got a much stronger hand than he needs to have to raise on the button. 13,000, he says.
Pass.
And, oh, geez. See, Tony Nicholls, I mean,
This will look monsterish to him because he's been card dead. Let's be honest, he's had nothing go his way. He's had a pair of deuces, I'm sorry. Now, King Jack looks a lot bigger than what it actually is. If he folds this, then I'll be impressed with him because for someone who's had no cards all this time,
you really couldn't fault him for getting on his bike
not
here,
at all.
could you?
Not at all. He's had nothing. He's had nothing to do.
In fact, you'd be pretty surprised if he doesn't.
Look
yeah,
at this,
come
great
on.
play, great
I mean,
play.
he's come here to play. I mean, this figures to be a winning hand, doesn't it, Devil?
Yeah, but
Greekfish.
the only one problem we've got here is running to a real hand,
Yeah,
and we know Del Hoy's not going to lay this ace queen down.
21,000 more.
Now, I would
30,000
expect an
total.
all-in from Del here because if he calls, then he's really trying to hit the flop, and obviously it's always unlikely that you hit the flop. So, how much more has he got left?
How much more, Benny, sorry? 21. 21 more.
Sorry.
He's got, the raise was 21 more, I think, Jesse.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean,
But what is Nicholls got behind? I mean, it's good for the game if Hoy folds, don't get me wrong, but
Greekfish, we know that the ace-queen is good here, but it is only ace-queen. Ace-queen to a re-raise from a tight player?
yeah, but the thing is, a tight player, if he's got 8s, 9s, 10s, jacks, you know, if he's got an underpair to the ace-queen and they're a coin flip, then Hoy could try and take this guy out right now. I mean, it all depends. It's your
37.
personal opinion. What's he got left? 47. Oh, he's still got a lot of chips left. He could get through.
Hoy's put 13,000 in here. He could fold and still have 100,000 left. He could move, take Nicholls on, and if he loses, he'll have about 40. Wow, he's done the right thing. He's done the right thing. He has done the right. What a move!
Well,
His instincts are on.
This is all on preference. If he puts his man on a smaller ace or an underpair to the cards he's got, then he's very entitled to make this move. And it's been called immediately. by Nicholls.
Cards over then, please.
Yeah, just one of those situations because of what's been happening at the table, right, Greekfish?
Well, Nicholls has waited and waited and waited. I ain't going to criticise him.
It's Nicholls all in. Big pot for both these players. They both come here to win. You got to say that.
Yeah, but there's not a lot in it here, Jesse. I mean, if Nicholls gets lucky, he's back in with chips and be delighted. If Hoy gets the best hand to hold up, then obviously it'll be a major force.
He'll be chip leader.
Yeah. And look at that. Instant service for the king.
Yeah.
And now he don't want to see a jack. He's got a straight draw.
Ace or jack is what Hoy needs.
Yep. And there's still live cards out there for him now to hit this. And Nicholls be primed to miss now. Wow.
That's kind of made things interesting. The ace, no good now. Nicholls has got the diamond. I think it has to be a queen or a black jack, pretty much.
Oh, now the
any
diamonds.
jack, yeah, any jack. Any jack or queen.
Well, the jack, the jack obviously, the diamonds is out. There's a flush anyway, so he's got lucky, he's doubled up. He's pulled it through with a king jack. And I'll tell you what, you can see the relief in his face.
And,
Hoy be beating himself up as well, Jesse, you know, with that. But Anthony Nicholls, he's waited and he's waited and he's finally doubled up, got lucky, and he's got a chance to win this tournament now.
I don't think Dale Hoy, if he was God, I don't think he could have played better so far tonight. And sometimes the deck doesn't reward you.
I'm sorry, I had nothing.
Well, I put 4 in. It was...
Okay. Looking at the table again, Jesse, Mr. Hickman still looks exactly the same way as he did when he first walked in.
He does.
He has not done nothing. I mean, he's just moved. He's not moved at all. He's still got his coat on, his hat on, and nothing to get excited about.
For 3 to 1.
Raise to 12,000 total.
Right, we've got ace jack here from Hickman, and he's suited and booted, and he's raised it up. And we know Jachtmann loves this sort of hand, Jesse. We've seen him play this before. He's got jack 9 suited.
Cool.
And you couldn't get him out with a big hammer over his head. He wants to see a flop.
Do you think Jackman's steaming up a
Until,
little bit?
yeah, it's a little bit until. I think after that call, then by Broadhurst, the previous hand is until. Now, Dale Hoy here, king, queen, short stacked, looks huge. You can say, hold up, I've got a real chance here of a double up. If I push, I could win it as it is.
We raise all in.
Yeah, and I think that was standard play for the chip stack he had. And also, he's going to get called in 2 different spots now.
Well, Dad's got a decision here. I mean, he can.
How much more is it?
It's hardly anything more.
Right. You don't think you might want to re-raise to isolate?
Well, he could do, yeah. But the thing is, yeah, you're quite right, as it goes. Yeah, of course. And that would be the correct play. I thought it was a minimum raise. It was an under raise. Re-raise, you see?
I'm going to raise.
Yeah, to eliminate. Yeah, well played.
Raise all in.
Now I'm in trouble.
Well played, Hickman. And Hoy, you're not in that much trouble, mate. And Jachtmann's asked for a count, but I can't see how he could call. I mean, there's gambling and there's stupidity, but I mean, you know, the Jack 9 has got to beat 2 players. Let's not forget that Hoy's all in, and be a crazy call.
Yeah, Jachtmann started this hand with quite a few more chips, Greekfish, than the other
62
2. I think he's got Darren Hickman covered by about 50.
It's 62,000 for him to call with his Jack 9, and he doesn't have to put $1 in after. But he knows his loss, and he knows that it's very possible that one of his cards are counterfeit. Like once someone's got one of his cards, he can't call. I mean, it's pure gamble.
Yeah, I think it'd be 62,000 to win something like 115 or something like that. Hickman's going to get some chips back. It is Dale Hoy all in, and they both got live cards here.
Dale Hoy would be delighted to see that he's got 2 live cards.
Yeah.
And he's be thinking, that king ruined me. Let's see if I can get a king to help
See if
me.
I can spike a king.
Yeah, you wouldn't begrudge Dale a spot of luck, but then again, Daz Hickman hasn't had much go right for him tonight either. So
Daz had nothing go right to him. Daz done nothing wrong all night. He's just not had hands either.
It's just about who the deck likes tonight.
Yeah, it's a shame that it's these 2 because I don't think either of them have done nothing wrong. Especially Hoy, I think he's played fantastic. And there's the Jack.
Yep.
And best hand winning and staying in front at the moment.
Queen or king
or
for Hoy.
spade. A spade would be interesting. Give him a lot of outs on for the river.
Spade will be all right.
No, that eliminates that. So we're looking at a king or a queen, or we're going to lose our first player, Jesse.
Be paint, Dina. Paint.
Yeah, Jack.
Oh!
Ding dong! Wow!
Thank you, Lord.
And the river saves him, and Hoy stays in. And Hickman's just ready to punch himself
He
up
would.
at the moment, you know?
He had a better
Kind of
night,
felt like that one.
They've actually shown a tremendous amount of class here. No one's celebrating at all, and no one's. It's just the way poker goes sometimes, I guess.
Yeah, but I could tell you that Hickman would be sitting there going, for God's
Yeah.
sake, what do I have to do here, you know?
Yeah, he's done everything
Another
right.
river. But, yeah, I mean, it was a shame it had to come down to them two, because I would like to see them both still in.
So Hoy doubles up and Daz doubles down. 72,000 for Hoy. And last year's runner-up Hickman, half a stacker. So
At the end of this, remind me.
14,000.
Raise to 14,000 total.
here comes Tony Nicholls. 2 10s.
And a pair of fives for Mr. Jachtmann.
He's picking up kind of half-playable hands lately. And here's
Whoa.
Zach. It's
The
first-
rewards.
It's the first good news he's had.
But let's be honest, we don't even know Zach's playing. I mean, since he's gone short stacked, he's not tilted off, he's not done nothing silly, he's just waited. And I think he totally deserves to pick up a decent hand there, a big hand, pair of jacks.
I'm not sure what he's thinking about. There is no fold here with his
He's
stack
all in.
size, is there?
It's not even a decision. If he doesn't go all in, I will personally go in there and smack him over the head myself. He's got no choice.
All in?
It's going to be 23,000, and
Pass.
just a question of
Pass.
Well, Nicholls has got to call. We know that. Jachtmann's got the decision.
well, I mean, this is a similar situation to what Daz Hickman had for Nicholls. Does he want to let Jachtmann in? Does he want to re-raise and isolate?
No, I think he's got a re-raise.
What's more?
10,000.
So if he puts another 20 or 30 on top of that, just to get.
It's just called. It might have been actually an under raise. I'm not
If it's
sure
an
either
underraise, he
way.
couldn't, then he wasn't allowed to.
Okay,
If
bet
this
him
is the
aside.
case, we've got 3 pocket players pre-flop, and someone's got to improve. I mean, the jacks are, well, I won't say unlikely to stay in front, but so you would think that someone's going to improve.
It's Zach all in, and a side pot played out here
2
between
threes have
Nicholls
been-
and Jachtmann, which currently is at 0. And I don't know if anybody's.
Everyone's missed there, but
Check.
no one will feel comfortable. The 5s or the 10s at the moment with the ace-king flopping. But of course we've got a player all in, so it's like a dead pot, an empty pot, so they're betting to
Check.
win nothing.
Right,
So-
there's not much of a reason for either of these
Well, there's
guys
no point.
to.
What they're going to win? The other guy folds, they're not going to win nothing.
Because they'd be quite surprised if
They just check it out all the way here.
they'll think Zach has them beat. I mean, if they bet here, they have to beat Zach anyway. So
Check.
it's
Correct.
it would pretty much be lunacy for either player to
Well,
bet
there's
now,
there's
wouldn't
just there's no point betting, and that's why no one's done nothing. And the jacks have actually held, Jesse. And good luck to Zach. He
Check.
deserves this bit of
it?
luck.
Doesn't know. He sees an
He
ace
thinks
again.
he's
He
beat.
thinks he's out of the tournament.
Aye, he's jumping up and down now. Look at his face.
Well, I'm looking.
The chewing gum's getting a right bash in here. Look at that.
He,
Like the ace-king.
God, does he feel like a new man or what now?
Left this level for some.
triple up for Simon Zach, and that has brought him back in it up to 4th position. Poor Daz Hickman's only won 2 pots, and he's lost the rest of them.
They say the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Well, that's not been the case really, apart from Hickman. Everyone's keeping involved in building up again, apart from Broadhurst.
Welcome back.
You know, poker now these days is seen as a young man's game also. I mean, we ain't got no kids on this table, that's for sure.
Well,
have we?
I've been looking over their bio sheets. It's quite a coincidence. 4 players at this table are 39.
Wow. I wouldn't like to guess which 4 there. Let's start offending people. Obviously, the
Pass.
Stillman's one of them.
But
And Jan's found King Queen there, and this is a monster hand when you got a short chip stack. And I think the button's on him also, so
Well, you know, he's raised just about every button he's had. I think actually every button he has. This is probably the strongest hand he's had on the button. But the situation, Greekfish, is that...
what can he be called with? I mean, he's gone all in, and now Simon's ace-5. I mean, you know, he's thinking, oh, dear God, I could be dominated here. If he's got ace-6 upwards, you know, I'm dominated. I think he'd rather call with, you know, 9-10 or Queen-Jack. But if this is it, you know, the still man can't pass here.
Call.
I mean, the situation was that, you know, because Broadhurst's got so many chips and we're still 6, everybody is basically short-stacked at this blind level, and Jachtmann just didn't feel like he could put half a stack in.
Chip leader.
He's very unlucky here to get find Broadhurst the ace-king, and he's looking to be first out. It's
unbelievable. It's a huge overbet. Let's get it right, but... You know, he was committed to the pot. Even if he, you know, min-raised, he still would have had to put it in. So he thought he'd just take the blinds down. But to run into a dominating hand like Ace-King, then that's very unlucky. And a 7-7-4 flop, Jesse, and only a queen's going to save him.
That's certainly what it looks like.
If it's the queen of clubs, it'd be interesting. Oh, my good God. Would you believe that? And now the flush draw for Broadhurst. He could redraw him with any ace or any club.
Little 11 from heaven for Jachtmann, but the river is here.
Wow.
Queen's full.
And I'll tell you what, one sigh of relief from the yak there, but Broadhurst ruined his luck there. He could have took the first player out, and with the best hand also.
Yeah, it would have brought Broadhurst up to nearly half the chips in play, which would have been massive. As it is, a little setback. I guess it's probably the first setback he's had this evening.
Yeah, but it's rare, Jesse. You're going to get everything go right for you. I mean, he's had, you know, things go right for him all this tournament. And it is a minor setback, and as long as he knows that in his head now, and he doesn't go on tilt, then it'll be fine. But the yak is still in, and a very, very dangerous player.
Yeah, just part of poker, Jachtmann, and so the underdogs are coming out. He's going to put these chips back to use.
Queens, yeah. What was your answer? Yes.
It's a 6-way leaderboard there, but you can see average chips 100,000, and obviously the only one seriously above or below that is Broadhurst on the top and Daz on the bottom.
I think we'll see Hoy married to this pot either way here. He can't go all in with the stack he's got, but he'll make a big raise and it'll make it enough for people to know the rest are going to follow no matter what the flop is.
Well, he's only got 8 big blinds,
20,000
Greekfish.
total.
Yeah, but you got to like that. I mean, he's representing his strength. As it happens, he has got a big hand. But, I mean, he's not going all in. He's just sitting there. He's making a raise like saying, I want a call. And now it's a decision for Yak here with a pair of 5s. This is a real decision, Jesse, because he knows at best he's probably facing 2 overcards, and he knows the guy's not going to fold. He can't outplay the guy because the guy hasn't got enough chips. So basically, he's going to be all in or fold. He can't call.
Could he play a stop and go if he puts Dale on the exact hand that...
Irrespective, even if he does, I think, you know, 99.9% of the flops, Hoy's still going to call. I mean,
yeah, Hoy may be mentally committed,
he
but
is committed,
do you think Jachtmann might be pushing on all flops that don't include an ace?
The only way he's not pushing is if 5 comes, that's what I think. Any other flop he's going to be pushing, but I think he's going to get called. I mean, there's 2 cards that beat him straight away. He's doing a stop and go, he's pushing. He's putting them all in, basically.
Yeah.
Now, the situation here for Hoy, although he hates the flop, can he really pass on what he's got left? And that's exactly what's happened, you know.
It's the, I think it's the second time tonight Dale Hoy's all in. He's, you know, it was such a promising start for Dale.
Yeah, but it's not over yet, Jesse.
No.
There's plenty of queens and aces out there.
Right,
We've got straight possibilities as well. I mean, the turn will help one way or the other. Yeah, we give him a straight draw, it give him his bigger pair. I'm pretty sure.
Jachtmann has played the stop and go well, and now has to dodge 6 cards on the turn and river to take out Dale Hoy.
It's going to be more than that, Jesse. I mean, a straight draw's bound to hit. Well, there you go. So now he's got a straight draw. He's got loads of cards to the straight, 2 over cards as well. I mean, now he's got big chances, isn't he?
Ace, king, queen, 8.
Yeah, not a vex,
Those are the operative cards for Dale Hoy here.
but not that one.
But he's missed.
I mean,
Cheers, pal.
to say that Dale Hoy's never played this well is an understatement, Greekfish. He made some moves that were nothing short of world class tonight. He's a player.
Yeah, you look at his finishing position, he's finished last, he's finished 6th. How? He's plays absolutely brilliant, and you know, it's no justice at all when you see that. Unlucky, Dale, you play really, really well.
It's a table it seems that hardly anybody wants to go. I mean, there's been 4 or 5 all-ins and the underdogs come out in front, and unfortunately this underdog didn't come out in front, so, but there you go, we'll live to fight another day, we're still breathing.
First man down, 5 left. And Peter Jachtmann is back up into 2nd place. He's a trier.
He's a trier, and he's a very, very good player. I think after this goes out on TV, people are going to know a lot more about him. I mean, he seems to be a very, very good player.
Broadhurst, though, still with the lead, and obviously eyes on Daz Hickman. You can see his hands are on his stack, and he's going to get those chips in with anything. That has to be plenty, or
yeah, that's an automatic all-in now, so he has to go all in as well. There's no point raising a little bit. He doesn't want to see a flop.
Raised to 17,000 total.
Well,
Pass.
it's a similar approach to the one Dale Hoy took, isn't it?
yeah, but if he gets called,
Pass.
then what? It's far too many cards he don't want to see. I would have pushed all in.
Yeah.
No, that's not right, love. You need to put another 2 in the ball.
Sorry.
Okay,
Broadhurst 2 over cards,
Thank you.
big blind.
And he's
yeah.
even trying to cheat the pot, Jesse. He was 2,000 short, the naughty man. Chip leader, and he's still tight. But for the game's sake, let's hope Hickman could get a double up here.
Well,
And that's an excellent flop for the 5s. But, as we can see,
15,000.
it's almost certain all in here. You know, does he put his guy on an 8 or a 3? And, you know, the odds of that are very unlikely. And what else can he, you know, the flop is fantastic. Apart from having a 5 on it, this is as good as it's going to get.
you know,
I don't think we could blame him here. I think he's got to push.
it should be an impossible laydown. I mean, he's got to put Broadhurst on an 8 here, which is...
How can he? I mean, you know, this is not his fault. He's done absolutely nothing wrong. The only thing, he could have played it a little different at the start and moved all in. Broadhurst couldn't have called with 8-9 then, but unfortunately, Darren Hickman's luck is
Drawn to a 5. Well, you know, I mean, he played like Superman in the European Open 3 last year, but this deck has been kryptonite tonight, Greekfish.
I've got a lot of respect for Darren Hickman. He's shown he's a good player. You know, what can you do if someone's going to get lucky on you? But I mean, it's not just someone, it's everyone's been getting lucky on him. He's just had no luck today. It's not his day.
Some days it's not your night. Broadhurst, though, in a big position, 91,000 in there, to really go from taking charge of this heat to establishing himself as a favorite for the heads up.
Yep, there's only 2 5s left. Let's see. He's gone.
Good Bruce.
Cheers, chap.
Nice answer.
Chopper will not repeat his run from last year. We know Daz will be back, though. This is a guy who has the respect of Bridge North and the entire poker world.
A very good player and a lot of class about it. He shook everyone's hand, wished them well, and then left. And I feel sorry for him. I thought he played really well also.
He was kind of short-stacked from the get-go, Daz, and I don't know, after 50 hands, he finally had to make a stand.
With today's game, there were no eyes at all. Very much card dead from the outset, so you can't get in the game. There's nothing you can do about it if other players are having hands. The low point is I got my chips all in with Dale Hoy early on, and he rivered me with a queen to double up, and he crippled me, and then just couldn't get back into the game.
It's testy stuff. And because we've seen so many flops, turns, and rivers, Greekfish, there's a lot of history between these 4, just in this heat. You know, a lot of patterns have been established. A lot of hands have been played. I mean, this is one of them, Jachtmann on the button.
Pass.
And that is, I believe, the first time he's folded from the button.
Yeah, I think he's realised it's that time of the night where he's not going to get away with it with the people's chip stacks.
Simon Zach
21,000
getting off to the races here. It's 6 plus 15, and
You gotta like
Tempting,
that.
tempting here for Broadhurst, isn't it?
Not really, no, because Simon's got the ace and he knows his short stacks.
Cool.
But Broadhurst, it just shows you his game's adapted so much. I mean, he's obviously putting Zach on 0 overcards only, because if he hits a 7 or 6, he's going to think he's ahead. But let's give a few draws out as well now. Look at this. I mean, he's got the flush draw versus top pair. This is all in here.
30,000.
Zach can't get away here.
All in.
And it's called as well. It's got to be called.
Well, it's preordained once the flop comes down. You can see it's like 50-50. Top pair versus the pair plus the flush draw.
He must call. He must call. Oh, has he shown or has he called? He must call, surely.
I'm pretty sure he has called.
That's.
It's passed.
He's passed, yeah.
He passed it! He did pass it. Did pass it. Did not want it.
Okay, Marty.
Didn't you want to call?
No, I want to call.
What to say call?
Mad Marty's going to get involved
But the
there.
thing
They're
is,
going to
you
have to
never
have a
announce
ruling here
anything
from
when
Mad
you
Marty. Now,
disclose your hand.
Wow.
there is a rule of best intentions that plays in this tournament, and I think Mad Marty Wilson has. I don't think there's any reasonable person who would fold this hand if he knew what he had. And I mean, Broadhurst is not trying to pull a move here, nor is he. You know, we play with it before. People know.
He's not like that anyway.
I honestly believe he was intending to call. Now, wonder if Simon Zach feels aggrieved here or not.
His intention was to call. Okay, so the hand's live. Okay, if you want to call, you can call. In my opinion, your intention was to call, and you had enough chips in the pot. Okay, I'm not going to kill the hand.
Right.
It was never. Okay.
Well, we've all heard that, and
Fact now remained at 21.
common sense decision by Mad Marty there, Jesse.
Yeah, I mean, the situation, of course, is it is 50-50. Now, Zach would have rather just taken the money. At this stage, he has to avoid the hearts, the 6, the 7. I mean, it's not like Broadhurst is guaranteed to win this. He was just priced in, and you could just see how this was preordained from the start.
Yeah, but this is going to get worse for Zach on the turn, because even if he misses his heart, it's bound to open a possibility of a straight draw. So, you know, if you're Simon Zach there, the chewing gum's getting another hammer in, as you can see, and he's panicking. And there it is. It's a straight draw as well now, as well as a flush draw, as well as going for 2 pairs. So, you know, Zach's got a lot of cards to avoid there, to double up.
Hope you win.
Mr. River.
Oh, and he's hit it. He's hit it.
Straight.
Yeah.
That's it for Simon Zach.
Yeah, Zach's gone, and
Wow. Sorry, sir.
Okay.
No worries.
and Simon Zach here feel aggrieved because of that confusion.
It just goes to show you, Greekfish, how much class these guys have. I mean, they've both taken this, both Dave Broadhurst and Simon
Look
Zach.
at that.
I mean,
Jesse, that says it all. He's just shook his hand, he's pat him on the back, and he's wished him well. And that is absolute class.
well, it is the spirit of poker alive and well here. A gentleman's game. And when the money went in, it was 50-50. Broadhurst, of course, the pair and the flush draw. Zach, the pair of aces. But the turn and river Greekfish made the straight.
Yeah, it was on the cards, unfortunately. But I feel so sorry for Zach. I mean, this guy, you wouldn't mind putting your own money on him, would you, when he's playing? I thought he was superb again today.
I'm gutted going out 4th, really. I was in front. There was a little bit of an error there. Tournament director made the decision, which was fair enough. You know, his intention probably was to call. And, you know, I was in front and just got beat again.
It was hammer, tooth, and nail first 2 levels, but a quick series of 3 eliminations. And look at the chip counts. Over half the chips in play for Broadhurst Greekfish, and the others have about 150 each.
Yeah, Broadhurst in a fantastic position now, and the problem we've got here is we've got a turbo heat for the runner-up, and I'm sure they won't be thinking of that yet, but the 2 smaller chip stacks must fight to see who's going to go heads up, and I think we've got the hand to do it already. There's a pair of 5s out, and he's raised it to 15,000, and would you believe it, he's running to ace-king. Now what is he going to do? How's he going to play this?
Yeah,
Is re-raised 25 more, possibly?
There's only one big blind here because Simon Zach went out in the big blind.
Re-raise.
Last hand.
46,000.
It's decision time here.
Yeah, it's it's a good raise, but see, Nicholls will work it out now. Turn around and say, oh, well, that's it. He's going to get called. What a play.
It's aggressive stuff.
What a play. Well, he's getting cold. There's no doubt about it.
Okay, do you pass
I don't know if
to me?
I
No,
can.
it's
You
not
cover
about
me?
the
No,
look.
because anyway.
I've got to take that end, don't worry.
Well, Jesse, first hand after Simon Zach's gone out. And we've got an all-in again. And we could be heads up after this. And the only bright spot for Nicholls here, he's in the lead at the moment.
Biggest plus of the day.
Well, it's hard to see how Jachtmann can fold this Greekfish. I think
It's
he just
called
wants
already.
To,
I'm sure he called already.
I think he just wants to take his time and make sure this is the right decision. But
I thought he called already. Sorry. My apologies. We can't fold anyway. So
it's an amazing situation because they both got basically the same chip stacks, and that means that the winner obviously will go into the heads up basically even with Broadhurst, and the loser out in third. So it's basically a decision for everything, but Nicholls has taken the decision off him.
Well, the thing is now, if he thinks he's got aces or kings, then he can fold his ace king. If he thinks he's got any other hand from coins downwards, then he's got to call. With the amount of chips in the middle in relation to what he's stacked, then he's got to call. I thought it was an automatic call for him anyway. I thought he actually did
You
call.
look very relaxed. You must have kings or aces.
You see, this is what he's thinking. He's trying to get a read on him now. Now, really, Anthony's just put his head down and keep quiet because this player could obviously play, and he's going to try and pick up.
I have a good hand.
I mean, Jachtmann's obviously taking this seriously because the tournament's on the line, but I don't think in any good conscience, the way this is come down, Greekfish.
What's he got left? How much is
Jachtmann?
Jachtmann
He'll
got
have
left?
100 left, I think, if he folds.
It's still pliable. It's still pliable. If he's got ace or kings, then he can lay it.
Really short-handed. I can't fold. Call.
Call.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, Nicholls is actually going to be quite delighted to see the ace king because, you know, the way
Go pair.
Jachtmann has exactly. It looks like it could have been a pair. Pair versus the overcards, and
well, I'm terrified. I don't know about them, Tom. I'm sitting here.
They've stood up once and been overturned once, the fellas. Sorry? They've stood up once twice and been overturned once.
you know, I like what Nicholls has done here because
who's all in here, Jesse?
He showed he was here. He's coming here to win. Played it very aggressively.
5 on the flop.
You know, this is just going to be down to
5 on the
Greekfish, who the deck likes right now.
There you go.
First card out, instant service.
Nicholls.
5 on the
Five's
flop.
out, and
He's going to be all over.
although Jachtmann's battled like a trooper all day, he's almost dead now. So unless he's going to get a running straight, he's gone. And
you
yeah,
gotta
man.
like this.
Oh, hold up, Jesse.
The deuce.
We have got 4 live 2s in the deck here, and if one of them happens to come now, then Jachtmann's going to double up, and Nicholls would be almost out.
Yeah, he's gotten out of jail once before tonight, Jachtmann.
Well, Nicholls done a celebration hand wave, so no, he's held. It made him sweat on the river.
Good luck.
Been a pleasure to watch this again,
Jesus,
Peter
I'm sweating
Jachtmann
that deuce
tonight,
there.
Greekfish. 2 left, and you know what they say. Some days it's chicken and other days it's feathers. Dave Broadhurst has had a roast dinner with all the trimmings this evening, and he has done well. Spectacular to build his stack to half the chips in play. But you can't imagine Anthony Nicholls building a bigger hen house with the feathers he's been dealt this evening. And Greekfish, 2 different roads, but 2 guys who have done nothing but try their hearts out this evening.
Yeah, we've got a worthy final in the end, but you could have said that about any of the 6 here. They've all been fantastic. But Nicholls has played his hands very, very strongly, and Broadhurst has completely mixed his game up, and it's going to be a great final.
You can see by the stats, the bet frequency, of course, the big difference. And it has been a different Dave Broadhurst. And that extra arsenal to his game, playing lots of hands, has really paid dividends.
Yeah, I don't know where he's been in his previous since his previous tournaments, but he's a different player today. And no one could begrudge him being in the final. And as you said, his bet frequency is huge, 43%. And he's won more hands than Anthony Nicholls, but I've got a feeling we're going to see a lot more aggression now we're heads up.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Nicholls has like he's worked with everything he had, and you have to think that you know, he has the game to really open it up here.
It does seem that way.
Raise to 16,000 total.
Re-raise.
Re-raise?
Oh, come on, lovely.
5,000 more.
Lovely.
This is a feature of the different Dave Broadhurst. Take the pot quick and clean if you can. And
both players have done it, Jesse. They're both re-raised with the ace. But Nicholls looks like he's thinking of a call here.
We like the fact that because the blinds are only 3 and 6,000, and we've lost 4 players this level, you know, you've got a situation where there's a raise, there's a re-raise, and there's still plenty of play for the flop, turn, and river. This is hardly deep.
This is poker, and this has smacked him straight in the face, Nicholls, here. He's sitting there, he's got a straight draw, and he's got second pair. Whereas Broadhurst's got top pair, top kicker, and there's going to be action here, Jesse.
We can see all the chips flying.
I'm all in.
All in.
He's going to get called. He's going to well up ages, but he has to call here.
It's a massive raise. I mean, these guys were basically even in chips before this. Nicholls has raised them. Nicholls has raised them a lot.
Saying that, you're right, Jesse. He doesn't have to call this. I'm
Jeez, I think he's raised them 200 and change. I mean,
wow, looking at this. Well, what can he beat? Let's get. He could think he's got the best hand right now, Broadhurst. I'm sure he does think he's got the best hand.
Call.
Call.
I think it's a great.
And he's made the call.
It's a brilliant call.
He thinks he's drawing.
I mean, he had to consider that Nicholls could have had an overpair there. I mean, it could have been a slow plate overpair, couldn't it have? The steel man. I mean, he did not break, and Nicholls has got outs, but there's 580,000 in this pot, Greekfish, and the winner of this is likely to be going to the semifinals.
Well, it depends. If it's Broadhurst, then he is going to make it, because he's got the bigger chips, I think, at the moment. But he's got to avoid a 5, an 8, and what else, Jesse? 7? Yeah, and a 7.
That's the story.
Nicholls is slightly ahead on chips, so he's not going to be out if he loses this pot, but it'd be as good as out. And we've got the river to come, Jesse.
Yeah, 2 8s, 4 7s, 3 5s. That's it. 4-1 against Anthony Nicholls here. Or Broadhurst is going to have a massive, massive lead.
And Broadhurst holds up.
Yeah, 9s work.
And he holds up. And he'd be delighted inside. And poor old Anthony Nicholls there. It was a semi sort of bluff. He knew if he run into a big hand that he had outs, but unfortunately for him, he's missed.
He's played this game like a battering ram, Anthony Nicholls, and full on every time. And Broadhurst, I mean, what an amazing call. It wasn't the easiest call in the world, really.
He made it look very easy in the end, but I mean, his opponent must have had a draw. That's the only thing I could have, you know, put him on if I'm sitting in his seat there. And he's read it right. He's called, and he's got his reward. The best hand won. But Anthony Nicholls now, he's got a chip and a chair, as they say, 20,000. He's going to be all in 3 or 4 hands running, he's hoping.
It was kind of amazing. I guess sometimes intentions mean a lot more than situations, Greekfish. I mean, you're thinking even stacks, very small blinds, but, you know, the hands that were out. And Nicholls, I think, had so much adrenaline pumping that... you know, these guys played a 580,000 pot. I mean,
Jesse, I think you've just summed that up brilliantly. I think that's exactly what happened. He's overplayed it. But
well, he might feel like that now, but you know, I mean, this is how he only got here because he had to overplay a couple hands. You know, he ain't seen much in the ways of pairs and flops, has he?
I totally agree. But the way he was looking at it, he's got a pair, he's got a draw, and even if he's facing a pair of aces, he's still got plenty of outs. And you know, he tried to win the pot, and he never got lucky, and there's nothing to it.
Yeah, I mean, Nicholls all in here with the 8 deuce Greekfish. The fact is, mathematically, he's going to have to. He just had to take a flop with anything.
Yeah.
And it's going to be. I have to win a couple pots on the trot.
Well, that's what we'd be hoping.
Thinking about having a hand.
Yeah, and it's not helped in the flop, and it's not given many possibilities. He's drawing to a 2 or an 8 at the moment, and that's the only thing that helps.
He's done well here tonight, Nicholls, but Broadhurst has been kind of in a class by himself.
Yeah. He needs a 2 or an 8, which is not a spade, and Broadhurst is on the verge of taking this heat down.
Steelman, semis.
Lovely. Cheers.
Yeah, an excellent performance by both players here tonight, and Stillman the worthy winner, I think, in the end.
It is Dave Broadhurst, the last man through to the first semifinal. We'll be filling up the second semifinal next time when Surinder Sunar and Bad Beat Channing take to the table on the partypoker.net European Open 4.